Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me in today's video where I wanted to share with you a personal testimony that I've had for a number of years, and it is still yielding reward in terms of converting $1,000 into $48,000 and much more. Now, all of this started happening back in 2014. So way back when I had a desire to do a qualification in teaching. I love teaching. It's something that I am passionate to do, and I wanted to get a qualification in it in order to advance my career in that fashion. But when I kept praying about doing this qualification, I kept getting an unction that it was not the time to do it. It doesn't make sense in some ways, and for those who think, why bother asking about this and praying about it, just go and do it. I'm the kind of person who would like to have some sort of confirmation in my spirit before I go and do something or commit to doing something. I check, recheck, and keep checking to make sure that I'm on the right track. And that's how I am personally. So in 2014, I prayed about it and I kind of felt it was a no go for me. 2015, 2016, and I really started feeling, God, I want your approval on this. But the problem is, I can't afford to do the course. It was more than $1,000 if I did it on my own. So I kept waiting it out, and come 2017, I had this my employer at that point where I was working decided to give some employees a pay increase. And for me, I was getting something around $1,000 pay increase. I was grateful for that. I was like, thank you. But I took this into my prayer session, and I asked the Lord, Father, if it is your will, can I actually ask my employer to take this $1,000, and instead of paying me, which after tax and everything would be about $700, can I ask my employer to use that to pay for this course? If you approve, I'm happy to do it. And for the first time in a number of years, I just had the feeling that the Holy Spirit was telling me, yes, you can do that. I was so filled with joy that I got approval from my father, but now I have to go and talk to my employer because they were just in the works of processing the pay. So I spoke to my manager, and then he got the approval. He checked with his managers. Long story short, they actually approved for me to do this qualification. So what do I mean by that is, instead of them paying me the $1,000 and after tax me getting $700 at the end of the day, they were willing to use the same $1,000 to buy the course for me and enroll me into the qualification at a much more subsidized rate, because they had a corporate partnership. So instead of me forking out more than $1,000, I was able to simply ask my employer to make the transaction to that side, and I got enrolled onto this qualification. Now, soon enough, I realized that I was expecting my second child at that point, and I'm working full time. I signed up for a qualification, and now I'm pregnant as well, which makes it a lot more hectic if it's not very clear. And I did go back into the presence, and I was like, God, after all these years, I've done this brave step of enrolling for this qualification, which takes me at least 6 months to finish. I'm now pregnant, and obviously you knew about this pregnancy because you blessed me with this child. I need grace. And sure enough, every month we went through this cycle of learning and completing all those bits and pieces of the qualification, to a point where I gave birth to my son, and I was told that I had a little bit more to go before I can officially complete the qualification. So now I have a 2-year-old, a newborn, and a qualification to complete all at the same time. So I kept pressing into the Lord. He blessed me with abundant grace so that I was able to do everything that was required for this qualification to be completed. And within 1 month of my son being born, while I had all the sleepless nights and the demands of children around me, God blessed me with the strength and the wisdom, the knowledge, and the ability to face all of these requirements and complete the course successfully. Within a few months of completing the course, what happened is I got a job as a teacher in a university, and that was the most precious blessed experience I've ever had in my career all these years. So I was able to get the job, and what was a $1,000 course, within 18 months of completing the course, I was able to earn about $48,000 just from one employer. Now, it's a beautiful way of looking at just a dollar value, like $1,000 being converted into $48,000. But the key element in this is the skill, or the value of the skill that we earn in the meantime. So if I had gone with many of my other colleagues, just took the money, had like $700 after tax and put it in my pocket, I would have found very easily a way to spend that all in one go very soon. But because God blessed me with that, the wisdom to actually invest that into a skill earning course, I was able to then now convert $1,000 into $48,000 within 18 months. Now, it was more than just the money, as we can say, because it was the experience of being able to work with an employer, which I would not have had if I didn't have the skill set. The second is the beautiful interactions I've had with tens and tens of students of different upbringing and different backgrounds, and for them to feel a connection with their teacher. The third was the ability to just enjoy what I was doing. So this is something I love doing, and I was given the provision to step by step get in there. Now, when I look back at this whole testimony in itself, I have a beautiful verse from the Bible, which is in Proverbs chapter 8, verses 34. Blessed are those who listen to me, watching daily at my doors, waiting at my doorway. For they who find me find and receive favor from the Lord. And this is what they mean by it is they're talking about the people who keep looking for wisdom, who are in constantly and persistently waiting for wisdom to talk to them. Now, just in this example, if you look at it, if I had signed up for the course back in 2014, I would have been able to do it. There would not have been a problem in itself, but it's about the obedience that we have to the Lord. Even if you have the money, even if you have the time, even if you have all those things, it is important to ask and seek the will of the Lord in everything you do as much as possible. Because when you do that, it's an active involvement of the Holy Spirit and the Trinity in your life every single time. And there's a special blessing around that. Now, yes, I signed up for the course at a time which seemed quite pressing because I've got job, kids, pregnancy, and all of that. But the good news is, because I obeyed and I waited on the Lord, and I continuously wanted to make sure that it was His will as well in doing this course, the grace abounded. He will strengthen you. He will give you no matter what happens, as long as you are in the will of the Lord, He will give you the grace to keep going through it. Even it seems like an impossible circumstance and you want to defer, you want to quit, you want to get out of it, He will still give you the grace if you are rooted in His will. So my encouragement for you today is, see how you go with converting things in your life. If you have 10 minutes in your day, try converting that into a blessing that extends the entire day. Like, you can do 10 minutes of Bible reading in the morning, if that's all you can spare, and you can see the grace that you yield from the 10 minutes through the 24 hours in a day. If you have $10 and you ask the Lord how He wants to work with that $10, you will see how the $10 get stretched to bring more value to you. And every single element of your life can be multifold if you are able to seek the Lord and find a divine way of exchanging this for something the value only God can determine. I'm continuously teaching and continuously doing bits and pieces of things in a teaching capacity, but I am so blessed not just by the money, but it's more than that. It's more about the skill, the endurance that I had, the resilience it built in me, the ability to juggle different priorities, the human connections I've made. There's so many valuable memories that I've received through all of that experience. So I hope this message encourages you. And please, if you're encouraged by wisdom's call in Proverbs 8, seek at his door daily for wisdom, and he will show you how profoundly changed your life is going to be every single day. So take care. Until next time, see you. Bye.